Hey YouTube, Katrina here with AK Booze Review coming at you today. Today we're going to try a Chardonnay. I haven't done a lot of wine reviews. I've only done the sparkling wine so far, which was okay, I guess. Wasn't my cup of tea. But I decided, I have a lot of wine, and that's from my days at Brown Jug. And I used to get free wine all the time. That's the one thing I do miss about working there. And this was one of the bottles that I actually got from one of my reps. So it's an Irony Chardonnay 2015. It's out of Monterey County, California. 14.5% alcohol. So for those of you that don't know, wine is very potent. It can get you pretty drunk pretty fast. But I guess that's what I love about it. And I do love wine. I think that I've hesitated doing a review because I really don't want certified sommeliers to be like, she doesn't know what she's talking about, yada, yada, yada. And, I didn't go to classes for it, but honestly, between you and me, I have been drinking wine for a very long time, and 22 years to be exact. So I do know what tastes good, and I know what people actually like. And I've never really recommended a wine to somebody that they didn't come back and tell me that they enjoyed it. So I'm not going to throw a bunch of like grapes were grown here and all that big verbiage and all that jargon. So I'm not going to do any of that. I'm going to tell you guys, what do I taste in the wine? Would I buy it again? And do I enjoy the overall flavor of it, right? Because that's really what makes a wine good. And I'll tell you whether it's sweet or not, because if you're not a wine drinker already and you've never really drank wine or even tried wine, you want to start with something sweet. And I'm pretty sure I've said that in the past. So anyway, also, I'm not usually a big fan of any wines out of California. I'm just going to throw that out there. I'm so sorry, guys, for those of you that love wines out of California. I only say that because there's always some sort of chemical taste that I always taste in the wines. And I used to drink them, actually, until I started growing in loving different flavors of wine and growing my palate. So I used to love things like, Menage a Trois and Apothic, but I find that now, I guess my tastes have just moved past those. So a wine doesn't have to be expensive for me to like it. I'm not stumbling my nose at that. I buy $15 bottles of wine all the time. There's just something about it. Now, if it's from like Oregon or Washington, those wines are great. I don't know what it is about the California ones. I think it's just like the flavor profile. Although I do like Michael Davidson. He's out of California, so I don't know. Maybe it's just Lodi County. But anyway, okay, let's go on with the tasting, shall we? So, Irony Chardonnay. It is aged in oak, so a lot of people like Chardonnays that are actually aged in like the steel vats now, and that's something that you would see with like a Sauv Blanc or something like that, especially if you're allergic to oak or something, or you have some sort of sensitivity to it. I actually like my Chardonnays aged in oak because it lends them that earthy and buttery and overall vanilla flavor to it, and so that's just something that I personally enjoy. But yeah. So I definitely smell apples. Another fruit in there that I can't pinpoint. Might be pears. I think it is pear. So apples and pears. Fruit forward, meaning you taste the fruit right away. I taste the apples, vanilla, a florally flavor, kind of like earthy tones, and like a buttery flavor as well, and that's usually prevalent with like oak aged Chardonnays. It's actually very smooth, not a lot of tannins or anything, which is pretty typical of Chardonnays. They don't make your mouth go dry. That's why I can usually drink like a whole bottle. Unfortunately, when I open a Chardonnay, it doesn't usually last the night. Usually that's like Cabernets or something like that they suck all the water out of your mouth and you have to drink water with them. Otherwise, you never get through that freaking bottle. I mean, you can. I shouldn't say that. I have. unfortunately. I can drink, but you know, that's neither here nor there. Subtle hint of pear in the back of that second drink. But the apples are definitely prevalent in this. And that smooth, buttery flavor that comes with Chardonnays. It's actually not bad. I think this was only like maybe 15, 20 bucks at a local brown jug. I'll see if I can find it on my Saucy and Drizzly and provide the link for you guys for in the States if you guys are going to order this to be, you know, delivered to your house. Unfortunately in Alaska we just can't do that. We're one of the strictest states for some reason. Maybe it's because so many of us just drink because it's just dark all the time outside of summer. We have nothing better to do with our lives but drink and eat. And a lot of people get depressed, so I'm not depressed. I love drinking. My favorite thing. Not really, but it's, you know, up there. Reading's probably my favorite thing, unfortunately. I'm a nerd. Yeah. Very smooth. Easy to drink. I actually really like that. And the flavors that are the color is actually very mellow yellow, very crisp. Very clear. It's actually good coloring. You want that. You don't want like a very yellow Chardonnay. That usually means it's gone bad. You should just dump it. You don't want to drink, you know, what looks like pea water. I've seen that before. It was a wine that was cooked in the sun. It was absolutely disgusting. And when I opened it to dump it down the sink, yes, because we had to do that, it smelled very rancid. So if you open a bottle of Chardonnay and you pour it out and it's like a super deep, dark yellow, probably don't want to drink it. Smell it. If it smells rancid or like vinegar, just dump it. Yeah, I like this one. Very good flavor profile. Very rounded. Very easy to drink. So anyway, that's my take on it. I actually enjoyed it. Thanks so much for watching, you guys. Don't forget, I do take requests. I have a couple of requests in. One of the bottles is kind of expensive, so I'm going to have to, you know, budget for that. It's a 18-year-old Scotch, and Scotches are not cheap. So, yeah, I'm seeing if my friend can get me a free sample so that I can do that tasting and I don't have to break my bank. Anyway, but yeah, I do take requests. Please don't forget to hit that thumbs up and that subscribe button. That helps me out a lot, you guys, to get ranked in YouTube and my videos are, you know, first to be seen. And yeah, enjoy.